Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me. We have a special guest again here this year, Mr. Rough Rider. We're going to be talking about this draft, going through it, and who knows? We might win the draft right here, right now, today, but very happy to have you here, sir.
I was trying to win it the other day just on keepers alone.
Yes, yeah, and that is something we definitely want to talk about. This league does have 8 keepers. We will each talk about our keepers and why we decided, and if there were any keepers that we made trades for, which I think we will, specifically us two. We do have a few minutes for this draft, just about 3 minutes. You can see my team on the right. There are 8 keepers there. I'm pretty happy with what I have so far. Have made an effort to go with the starting lineup, getting some power, getting some speed there. Now, there are definitely some high keepers. This Nick Kurtz is a 3rd round keeper, which is wild to me, but whatever. I will be happy as long as he repeats what he did last year. As we continue to go through these players and get through the rounds, we'll talk about our keepers. I have some later round keepers. Rough Rider has some earlier round keepers, but again, it's important to know that there are rules to these and some parameters. Like if you keep them in a certain round, you get them for the next several years. And then once that contract runs out, they will be contracted per se if you want to keep them. So for example, I know someone who drafted Ohtani when he was hurt in round 24 or something like that. Well, once he gets back healthy as a pitcher, his value is going to throw back up to probably round 1 or 2. So he'll fall from 24 all the way up to first. So go ahead, start with some of your keepers. Rough Rider, we each have 8. Mm-hmm. Who did you have and why did you decide to keep them?
Yeah, so just going back to last year, we were finished very well. I feel like we had 2 strong teams, so I had a lot of good guys to pick from. I'm just going to try and keep best player available, regardless of value of draft position. So my team, I kept 3 pitchers, 5 offensive players. And so my strongest point, I think, would be outfield. I already have Kyle Tucker, Jackson Merrill, Jordan Alvarez starting out in outfield. Also have Jose Ramirez in the first round. And someone I'm really proud of, Cal Raleigh, 16th round pick.
Dang.
So good value there and that was kept from even before I took over the team from the year before. So going deep there. That
was a great pick. Holy cow.
Yes.
Is there anyone that you're most interested in and anyone that you're like, holy cow, like this is a good pick, but there are some thoughts or worries about him going into 2026?
Of the guys that I have currently. So my pitching, I have DeGrom kept from last year. And again, I feel like I don't know where he is on that fluke versus, going to come crashing back to earth. Made a big trade. He had Hunter Brown to bolster it from you, but then also Cole Reagans, who's coming back from a iffy year. So I'm a little bit worried about pitching. So I'm going to get that. I'm going to try and attack pitching as early as I can in the draft to really buff that out.
Sounds good. So it's very solid. And for the record, the strong finishes, I ran into the buzzsaw that was the big dumper in the semifinals last year and did not get to go any further. But the draft has started. So I finished 3rd and Mr. Rough Rider finished 2nd. It was a great battle all the way to the very end. But 2nd's not bad. Still got some money back, so I was good with that.
The guy that won, I saw he's a 10-time champion in 20 years of this?
Something like that. Crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Keep in mind, it did start with like 6 people.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, but yeah, no one is worried about like how many people there were, just that they did well. So let's see. Where do I go? Oh, it's my turn to draft. Holy cow. Do not see the people who have been drafted.
Anthony and Lau.
Oh, dang it. Okay. So, Roman Anthony's gone. Who else did you say?
Brandon Lau.
I did not expect that one. I feel like I have a pretty good start for my offense. So we're going to go with Logan Webb. That is a great ballpark to pitch in. He's going to have another 200 plus. I know it says 180 now, but he's going to have another 200 plus strikeout year. And got a pretty solid team around him. Got some people healthy back. Hopefully Matt Chapman can, not stink at different points in the year and just stay hot throughout the entire year. Okay, so where?
And you had 2 good pitchers to start with from keepers with Sanchez and Wu.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're gonna see how that. Okay, so yes, my keeper. So we're going Nick Kurtz. He's a 3rd round pick. Bryce Turang is a 15th round pick. Zach Neto is 21st. Corbin Carroll, who I got from Rough Rider, is an 8th round. Riley Green is 16th round. Matt Olson is 4th round. Logan Webb was my 1st round pick this year. Brian Wu was a 10th round keeper from last year, and Christopher Sanchez was because he was 15th and there were some other 15, 16, 17, he was in that range. So pretty happy with that. 3 very strong pitchers for me right off the bat. I'm excited for that. And again, just a decent group of guys there already on the offensive side. Now, I'm not seeing anyone who's drafted. Why?
It's in the chat.
Chapters. Oh, yeah, and I don't want to see people do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the keepers in there. And
they're going real fast now.
Yep.
So, I really like Wyatt to Langford. Holy cow, this is super quick now. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it, man. Hate to do it. I know you're a big Indians fan, but gotta go with Cade Smith. This is a saves league. I am very heavily invested in saves because we only are required 30 innings pitched. So I do try to get my starters in there. Try to limit my ERA and WHIP. Cade Smith definitely built, along with the rest of the Indians, not Guardians, the Indians, for low-scoring games.
Absolutely, yeah. They'll be nail biters one way or another. He had a little bit of a rough patch last year where they thought he was tipping his pitches, but by the end of the year, it seemed like he was good back on track, so you can't really go wrong there. I feel like Cleveland's closers, and again, a lot of it was Class A, but even going back like Cody Allen, like a decade, they get strong guys and they lock it down. So I think Cade will be the next in that line.
Yeah. So my question for you is, did you keep Gavin Williams?
I did not. No.
Did not. Okay. So I asked because Gavin Williams is an East Carolina man. I went to East Carolina, so big fan of his. Always like to see him doing well. So that's why I was wondering.
You can grab him later then, yes.
I don't know if I like him that much, but I do like him. I really do. Honestly, I did not think he put up those numbers that he did last year. He was sneaky good.
That's a good way of putting it, yes.
I'm actually moving this down so I can see the chat because I'm not seeing anything. There we go. Oh, someone is upset that, someone got Roman and Mookie, which I don't know if Mookie's all that, much now, but okay. So let's look at the keepers real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Mahle and Brady Singer. Those are players. For the record, I really do think Mahle is going to have a good year in a very pitcher-friendly ballpark out in San Francisco. Brady Singer, I think he's going to do. He's one of those underrated pitchers. I think he's pretty good. I don't know if he's one that I would draft. Otani's a keeper in the 24th round. Jesus Luzardo was a keeper. Okay. Trent Grisham was a keeper. Okay. There's Neto, 19, Duran, William Contreras. That makes sense. Teoscar Hernandez was also, who's the big red bombers?
Volpe. He was just saying in the chat that he felt that Volpe was too cursed.
Gotcha. So Josh Naylor's a keeper. There's Riley Green. He is my 17th round. 16th, you have Cal Raleigh, and then I have Turang. I know it's Turang, but I like Tom Turang. Trevor Rogers made me so mad last year because he was so good. I didn't understand how he was that good. It just did not make any sense to me. But
coming up, I think I'll have my first pick here in a couple turns. Start looking at who's there.
As we continue, Zach Wheeler was a keeper. He will start the year on the IL. So that's something to keep in mind, but obviously he's still going to be great. So round 5, I think I have a pick this round. I need to pay attention. Again, 3rd round was Nick Kurtz, and 4th round was Matt Olson. 2 big boppers there in those lineups. Hopefully I don't get burned by Mr. Kurtz. So
I'm going to take a guy I had last year. Draft him back.
Vinny P, baby.
It's a spicy meatball.
Wish he would have gotten Italy over that hump to meet us, the United States again. Holy cow. Wow, these rounds are going by super quick. I need another outfielder, but I also need a catcher. Was Shea already picked up? Shea Langoliers?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say Hunter Goodman, my man from Colorado. He is the reincarnation of Nolan Arenado.
Langoliers was picked about 6-7 people ago.
Oh well, maybe I'm doing too much talking.
It's fast though.
Holy cow, yeah.
And a lot of the keepers in here kind of make a flyby.
So as we keep going, Randy Rosarina, I call him Randy Divarina. I don't like him. Never have liked him. The whole after he hits a home run, buddy just hit the ball, go around the bases. Mizorowski was a keeper. That was an interesting pick. Not bad, but interesting pick. Jackson Cherry, I drafted him 2 years ago, and released because he wasn't doing anything. So I don't know if you should listen to me or anything I say about fantasy. So, Gunnar Henderson, the best player for the. Yeah, I need to shut up. Best player for the Orioles last year, but did not do a whole lot. One of my favorite players, Christian Yelich, but who's still available down here? Let me check. I really like Keishel. But I have to go Christian Yelich, my boy. In my prediction, I think he's going to have another 100 RBI season. My man. You are on the clock. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'd like to go pitcher, but I'm not really seeing anyone here that I'm interested in. Oh boy. I've had this guy plenty in the past. He'll bite you with injuries, but when he's good, he is good. Corey Seager for short.
Corey Seager. You know, speaking of Seager, Kyle Seager was super underrated. I really liked him at third base. I remember he got in a waiting off matchup with a pitcher. I forget who it was. But it was funny watching them go back and forth. He's like, hold on. And I need to shut up and pick somebody. So my boy, another outfielder, Taylor Ward, in case inevitably Christian Yelich gets hurt. I love Taylor Ward. He's my man. Going to be doing a lot of hitting there in Camden Field. Or Camden Yards, not the field. Okay.
Yeah, Seager, a good spot. And those are the rough years, those kind of in between Mariners years.
And he was always producing. Now his batting average wasn't always sexy, but again he was consistent in the lineup. I think he was like very odd, like 26 home runs in 7 straight years. So he was very you knew what you're gonna get.
That's right.
Very similar to oh my goodness, who was it? Wilson Contreras, not to be confused with William Contreras. Wilson Contreras, my boy right here. Actually, I'm hovering over him. He's going to give you 20 home runs. He's going to give you about 60, 70 RBIs. And now he's in a better lineup. I didn't need a first baseman. Or if I need a first baseman, I'd probably go with him as a late round pick. So I have my offense done except for third base. So let me look at third and see if there's anyone. Matt Chapman. That's the last interest of mine. Only because he's burnt me in the past. That's why. Not because I don't think he's good. I feel like I always get burnt by him. He might be who I need to go with. So, yikes. At this point in time, do you have preferences?
Yeah, so I'm in pitchers. I'm between Yuri Perez and Aroldis Chapman. Closer are going to be hard to come by later. I don't trust Chapman as much, but I'll take him now. I feel like more that medium range pitching coming up. But yeah, guys who will get a lot of saves are not going to be around later.
Yeah, and one of the guys who left a team that he should have had a lot of saves, Pete Fairbanks, went to the Marlins. Last year, they had Ronnie Henriquez, who was hands down the best person in that bullpen. But they said, you know what? Calvin Fauci, whatever you say his name, he's our closer. Blue saves, had like a 3.7 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, but Enriquez sub 2 ERA, like 1.07 WHIP. I'm not a coach, but I probably could have made a better decision than that.
That's right.
Isn't Derek Jeter like
that's why we're playing fantasy baseball?
Yeah.
We are making those decisions.
Yeah. This is not making millions of dollars.
That's true.
But I'm sure it could if we played in specific types of fantasy. Okay, it's my turn to draft. Oh man, how much do I want to go on a limb and grab Matt Chapman? Not enough. So we're gonna go with another pitcher. Oh, pitcher. Okay. Not a Yuri Perez fan. I do like Woodruff. He could be hurt though. But I'm gonna go Mackenzie Gore. That is a very pitcher-friendly park. He's got a lot more offense. Let me say that. A lot more offense around him in Texas than he did in Washington. Now you could say, oh, a lot of potential. Yeah, well, every time you open a pack of baseball cards, there's a potential to get a Shohei Ohtani autograph, but you don't always hit it. So that's what I think about potential, at least in this situation. So I feel very good about my starting pitchers. Sanchez, Wu, Gore, Webb. I mean, you got to be pretty comfortable with what you have so far with the offense, especially having picked up off the draft Corey Seager, healthy. Yep. He's a 30-plus, 40-plus home run guy with, like we just talked about, some guys in that Texas or the Texas offense.
But probably why he's sitting there, because it is that huge asterisk on him is when healthy.
Yeah.
My strategy is really pitcher heavy. I don't like having a deep offensive bench in this league because, one, I like the guys I have on offense. Two, I always make the wrong call. Pitchers, you can play the matchup. If it's a Tuesday night and you got two different first basemen or second baseman, whatever, that are both kind of equal, flip a coin, right? And I always pick wrong. So I try and keep the same starters in, and then pitchers, I'll stream as much as I can, cycle through, play the waivers each week, and so I'll try and fill in there.
Absolutely, man.
So I know a lot of my pitchers can kind of become fodder. That's why I'm trying to load up on this kind of mid-range of pitchers and see what sticks. Knowing they're not all going to be hits, but that's how pitching goes. I like Perez here a lot more than I liked him 2 rounds ago.
Heck yeah.
So I got Chapman and him, who I was in between last time.
So looking at some of these pitchers who were taken, Woodruff was the guy that I was going to select. One with Gore. Snell was another.
And he went the next pick right after that.
Yep. So both of those guys starting on the IL. I was also interested in Strider. Again, coming off injury, not the Strider we saw of Quadzilla, 200 plus strikeouts, 281 strikeouts a few years ago, which was wild. I think he's like the closest since like Pedro to get 300 strikeouts in a season. And Pedro was back in the day. So there's one guy I was super interested in to see where he went, and it was my boy Nick Pivetta. We actually talked about this. Nick Pivetta was a guy that I've been high on for a while. I'm not seeing him, but I also don't see that he's available. No, I'm just
drafted 20th.
Wow.
So that's the end of the second round.
Dang. Right after. Okay. And the person that got mad because I decided to pick Cade Smith also was the person who took Nick Pivetta. So, wow. Eugenio Suarez could have kept it in 17th. He went 3rd round. That's just how these keepers go.
Kind of makes a bubble.
Yes.
You get some good steals late, but then some of the early picks are not top guys. So you get value one way, but you pay hard another way.
Another ECU man, Trey Savage.
Man, what a fall.
Yeah. Man.
Or October, I should say.
He had a phenomenal season. Now he is now going to have his stuff limited, but still, that was great. Going with pitchers now. I kind of want to go strikeout heavy. Robbie Ray has always been a guy I've liked, but I've never really trusted him that much. My boy Gavin. Do I want to do it, or do I want to trust someone else a little more? You know what? I'm I'm a Yankee fan, so we're gonna go round 11 with Carlos Rodon. Could have kept him in 18th round. Now, I know he's starting the year on the IL, but I just I don't know. I feel comfortable with him and what he's able to do, opposed to some of these other guys. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I could also be wrong. Still need a third baseman, so I gotta check that out.
And then Hunter Green went kind of the same situation, starting off in, but when you get him,
here's the Hunter Green is going to be out for like 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pick out. That was someone I liked, but not someone I'm going for strictly because of the injury. He's out for a while,
right?
And I guess Carlos Rodon could.
But this is the time of the draft where you get those high upside when they are playing. This is. You get an egg to sit on, and when it hatches, it pays off.
Yeah, especially as a keeper, 1,000%. I'm interested in Michael King. I'm also interested in Gavin Williams. So I like those guys mainly because of the upside.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sponsor of this video. I'm just kidding. There's no sponsor of this video. But if you want to save a little bit of money on gas, upside could be your thing. That would have been good if we would have been sponsored.
You should send this to them and get money.
Yeah. Look at the time, where we were at this specific time in the draft. That's where we talked about you. Then give us money.
Also, everyone should drive a Lexus. Can we do that?
Yes. Oh, and watches should definitely be Rolex. I mean, while we're going for this.
All right, there goes Gavin Williams.
Okay. Drafted by that person. Okay, so, it may not be the sexiest pick, and I'm kind of mad at myself for even have to do this. He can hit a lot of home runs. I have a third baseman now. I hope you can tell how unexcited I am about this pick. But he can hit home runs. I mean, look at these stats. He's not gonna. His show ain't gonna hit for average. That's why I have some of these other guys. Hopefully. Okay. Now, the direction for this has to change. We got the offense. And something else to keep in mind, as we're looking at these guys, the scoring categories. We have runs, we have RBIs, home runs, solo base, and batting average. And then pitching, you have wins, you have saves, you have ERA, whip, and strikeouts. Pretty standard across the board. And we were talking a little bit, if you could take one category out and put one in, is there one that you think you would?
Yeah, I think any league that discredits walks should have that updated. So just a pure straight batting average, I think, should be updated to on-base percentage to factor that in. Otherwise, say walks is good at hit, but not in this league.
Yep.
All right. What about you?
I think wins are cheap. I would go with quality starts, but we did talk about quality starts kind of going down, especially if you are a Dodgers fan. Like, your guys could go literally 5 innings or 5 2/3, and you'd be like, okay, nope, we're done. I'm going to go ahead and pick Alec Burleson. This man finally figured out lefties last year, is literally the only offense left in St. Louis, and he's going to have some speedsters around him, especially if they keep Weatherhold up. If Victor Scott can learn how to hit a ball, he had a .216 batting average last year, but 37 stolen bases. The man can get on base, or excuse me, the man can steal bases, but he can't do anything to get on the base.
That's right.
So that's frustrating. But that's going to be another guy. He can play first and outfield. I know right now I have like 4 or 5 outfielders and now 3 first basemen. So it's a good abundance to have. But again, I'm trying to look and see what some of the power numbers are, because I mean, you don't have the guys who can get on base and get you some counting stats. It's not really all that good, because they lose that stat anyway. As we have a few rounds coming up, or at least I have a few rounds coming up with keepers, I really have to think about what to do in this situation because I have like 3 or 4 rounds where I'm not going to have a pick.
Mm-hmm.
I've only grabbed one closer. So who am I going to go with next?
I'm in the same boat. So if I have a good tip, I take it for myself.
1000%. I wholeheartedly believe that Abner Uribe is going to be the guy in Milwaukee. With that said, it's also confirmed that Brian Abreu will start the season as the closer with oft-injured Josh Hader behind him. So I believe in Abner Uribe a little bit more, but at the same time, like Meagle is supposed to start out. Oh, man. I gave that tip, but I'm going to trust my instinct. I'm going to go with Abner Uribe. Again, he stepped in. He had better stats than Meagle. Meagle was hurt last year, and Abner Uribe had 37 holds. Is this a holds league? No. But when you look at those stats right there, right here, 1.67 ERA, 1.04 whip, 90 Ks in 75 innings, that's hard to say. Maybe we should give him a shot again.
Yeah.
Then I pulled up Meagle. 30 saves, 60 Ks, 47 innings. Not bad. A little higher ERA, a little higher whip. Not trying to be nitpicky, but facts are facts. A little tidbit of information. I would not ever trust Kevin Ginkel with a close in my life, as he bit me in the butt so many times already. Because the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen is awful. Who was their trainer? They had 3 guys go down with UCL injuries last year, and I had them all. AJ Puke, yeah, JT Martinez, and Shelby Miller. I know it's Puck, but I like to say Puke. All of them.
That's when you got injured.
Yeah, I was like, what do I do?
There goes Fairbanks.
And here's the thing: the fact that I think the Marlins, excuse me, not the Mariners, the Marlins are going to do better this year.
Mm-hmm.
I actually projecting them to be a playoff team because of injuries last year. But Cade Stowers is already hurt. Their best player from last year already hurt. So don't know if that's a good sign for him. Actually, I know it's not a good sign for him. But yeah, that's tough, man. So, another ECU man, Connor Norby, is off to save the day in Miami. Now, this is going to be a time I'm going to try to click on some guys that I know are going to be ones I'm interested in. I saw someone say that Bailey Ober is going to break out this year. Not with these stats last year. In his first start of the year against the Cards, he went 2 2/3 of an inning, gave up 8 earned runs. Whew. Guess who started him? Guess who dropped him?
I feel like I see him a lot in Guardians games. He does good against them, but their offense, the way Jekyll and Hyde's, that's not saying much.
How do you feel about Joy Cantillo? He is a pitcher in your rotation. You really like the Indians. How do you like Joy Cantillo specifically?
So he could not get it figured out. They've been doing relief, and especially in the playoffs, they have a spot for him. I saw he's going to be, I think, one of their 5 because they had to send down some guys who's just not been having a good spring, but he's good enough. I don't think he's going to be anything more than a 4th guy tops, but neutral, ambivalent, I guess, is my answer.
I like him more than I should. I really do. But how about Manuel Clase? How many saves do you think he's going to get this year? How do you feel about
I think he's going to get 1. He's going to save his own ass in the criminal justice system.
I feel like I just have a Law and Order down right now. But yeah, as needs to be, how did that make you feel when that came out?
Oh, shitty. I mean, that guy was insanely good. It still sucks with someone like Ortiz, who's like a 3rd guy, and he was solid enough. But yeah, I don't know. I think what they did made that team rally through, but I don't think whatever kind of playing with the piss offness that they had last year is going to wear off, and now you're just a team that is missing an elite closer. You could have, obviously had him be good. You could have traded him, gotten something, and then any money they're saving, they're definitely not putting back in other players. That's the biggest rub of it.
Other than video I talked about Quan and Ramirez, where's the offense going to come from?
Kids that have high upside, that killed it in AAA and throughout the system that you're excited about. And that's the thing about them. They always have these question marks, and then you kind of clog it up with other guys, right? And so you have ancient Carlos Santana. He's okay. You know what you're getting with him, but then he's really blocking the ways. You can't see what do we have. And sometimes those guys are duds, but you got to figure it out and play through it and move on, or give them a chance and actually develop. So Manzardo can hit. They got speed if they have DeLauder or Petey Heplin. Like, they have guys that can do it. Valera is another young guy. So they have these guys that, and me watching them in the minors, I'm really excited about, but then we just don't know if it's going to translate. And if it does, they'll look like geniuses. And if it doesn't, they'll look like cheap idiots who didn't go out and get anyone in free agency.
Here you go. Manzardo was their third best hitter, but there was such a distance between Quan and Ramirez and anyone else. Makes you think, like, holy cow, like, who could you go out and get? So,
yeah, it just the prices are. Oh man, where's that stuff? Let me refigure something. Yeah, the price that you have to pay. They got Rhys Hoskins, which, again, if you're getting Rhys Hoskins over the last 2 years, is nothing. If you get even a glimpse of a couple years ago, that's a huge high upside. But
okay, so your last pick was Tetsuya Amai. I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, me either.
So you took this guy, but one of the, I would say, underrated. Didn't hear a whole lot about him coming over to Houston. He's supposed to be pretty good, though.
Right. Yeah, and so, again, it's another question mark. I wasn't really in love with any of the other pitchers around there, and it's someone that, you just don't know what you're getting. It could be, like we were talking about with Cleveland, could be nothing, but, yeah, some of these guys have big potential. They come in highly touted. They're getting big contracts for it, so someone's got to give, and might as well kick the tires on them.
Absolutely. Putting some markers on now. Dylan Cruz was sent back down to the minors, like third overall pick for the Nationals, like 2 years ago. Stud coming out of LSU. Sent back to the minors because he was barely hitting above Mendoza line. Now, some guys could hit near the Mendoza line, and it was okay, but they were putting up homers.
Was he killing it in the minors to get up so quick? And he just didn't hit at the major league level?
Right off, not 100% sure, but his numbers at LSU were just so phenomenal. He had 180 RBIs between 2 years there. He had 60 plus home runs there, and I think he had like 120, 130 walks between the 2 years. So, I mean, it was just an insane number. I don't think the Nationals really were wanting to wait, like, oh, we need to get this guy up. Well, you also got to make sure he's developed and ready. But there's a lot of quality there anyway. I see you just took your man, Stephen Kwan. Yeah. Heck yeah, dude. Glad you're able to
I'm surprised he was there. Obviously he's not greater as highly thought he was a couple years ago, but I was over in pictures. I wasn't even looking at the offense and then come back. Oh, surprised he's still here.
So I'm not super invested, but Griffin Jacks, he burnt me when he was with the Twins. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and give it another try. I already know he will be the guy in Tampa Bay. Obviously, him and Uceda. Uceda had some sprains this summer, so he will not. He lost traction there. So I think Griffin Jack's going to have an opportunity in that bullpen to get strikes. You see 66 innings pitched, 99 strikeouts. He can get the ball across the plate and get strikeouts, but then you see the 4+ ERA. That's not good. We don't want that. Kind of like golf. We want the lower number, right? Griffin Jackson, need you to remember that, buddy. But I mean, with the Rays, I feel like they always have decent bullpens. They just piss everyone off how they use them.
Yeah, because it's great for real baseball, but bad for fan. You don't have one clear cut. So everyone does solid enough, so there's someone worth owning, but you're never sure who's gonna come out. It's like Arizona Cardinals wide receivers.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Pick one. You picked wrong.
Yeah. Oh man. As we're looking, I see JJ Weatherholt was selected by this guy. I don't want to say his name on here, but he's second, third, and shortstop. A lot of potential in St. Louis. They want him to stay up with the big leagues. I don't know if he will. He could. And you selected Shane Baz. That is a guy I've seen listed as a sleeper this year. Doing pretty well in that O's rotation. Could be.
Do you think they'll be back, Orioles? Do you think they'll bounce back? It seemed like they're on the right track, and then just everything went wrong.
Their rotation does not look good, but their numbers show that they are good, and that's frustrating because who thought Trevor Rogers would be this good?
That's right.
I mean, I talked about the trade that Miami did with Baltimore to get Trevor Rogers. They sent away Stowers and Connor Norby or Trevor Rogers. At what point in time did that seem fair? Because Trevor Rogers coming off like an almost 6 ERA season, and he was hurt. Why would you give up two of your quality guys for him?
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to make decisions like that. Because he was great. But I think they're going to be more successful this year because maybe Adley Rutschman remembers how to hit the ball. Gunnar Henderson was their leader last year. Their second best player was Jackson Holiday. So there are definitely some quality members in that offense. In that, man. So as I was talking, I did see Connor Griffin go off, and I saw Helio Ramos. I'm a big Helio Ramos fan, but it's okay. Also, Larry Butler. I know it's Lawrence, but I call him Larry. We're friends.
You go way back.
Yeah, we go way back to last year. But I think that rotation, some of the players who are going to have a little more ability to get more time. So you selected Stranthony Dominguez, who has had a little bit of a journey through some teams this past year, a few years actually. So now I think this
actually be better than people are expecting.
Absolutely. I really like Jacob Wilson, mainly because of his batting average. I don't need a shortstop. I have Neto, but who knows? He might get hurt. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. Jacob Wilson. But yes, I agree. I think the White Sox are going to be much better than people expect. Chase Meadroff probably won't get hit in the head again by a fly ball like he did last year. I think he's got some talent, and obviously he does have talent. But definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Which team do you think is going to fall off the most from last year?
Call me crazy, but I think it's the Phillies. You might say, whoa, they have a lot of offense. Yeah, but how old's that offense? They have some really good pitching. Well, the pitching might be hurt. And Johan Duran is great, but getting to him, they got rid of some of their arms. I love their arms. Jose Alvarado is one of my favorite relief pitchers, but getting to Johan Duran, I don't know if it's going to be as easy as it was previously. Is there anyone that you think could, fall off, or anyone that maybe made the playoffs last year that aren't going to do it this year?
Well, so I'm always skeptical of Cleveland. I don't think they barely got in last year. It took the collapse of the Tigers to do it. So I really don't envision them doing it unless those kids surprise everyone. I'm trying to think of an answer besides Cleveland's out. That's like talking point, but
I can definitely see the Yankees just collapsing. I could see Aaron Judge absolutely falling off and hitting like 260 with like 35 home runs, maybe an injury. Of course, I don't want this. I want to manifest it, but I would not be surprised. I mean, what happened in 2018 with Judge? Nowhere near the hype. I mean, I think the worst thing for him was doing so well his rookie year. And then the rotation. I have Rodon. I'm not a believer in Rodon to get back to that, the Giants time or even the White Sox time. But I like the K's. And with enough offense around him, I think it could be okay.
Division is tough too.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking back to crap. I probably shouldn't have drafted him 12th down. But I could definitely see the Yankees just absolutely crapping the bed. And of course, thinking about it, I'm just like, what's going to help us? Hopefully, things not working out for the Red Sox because they brought in Sonny Gray, they brought in Ranger Suarez on top of Garrett Crotchet, and I know I'm saying these names wrong, but I say them that way because it's funny. And they're the Red Sox. They're not my favorite, but yeah, I see the Red Sox absolutely taking this division. Maybe the Rays giving a little bit strictly because of the offense, but I see this being the Red Sox here.
Blue Jays didn't get any worse though.
No.
And how good were they at the end? So yeah, it's tough. Yeah, not that the Yankees will necessarily be bad, but it's so crowded in there.
Yeah. The only reason I won't say down on the Blue Jays, but Bieber is not starting the year in the rotation. He's starting on the IL, and they're going to limit Trey Savage's innings. So those were two huge parts. You also have Kevin Gausman 1 year older. So not that I'm down on him. I hate Vladdy Daddy though. And just hate that he's like, oh, the Yankees lost. Yeah, whatever, dude. But that's the only reason I'm like, oh, okay, they're like A1 in the AL East. So we're going to have to make the wild card. If we want to get to the playoffs, we got to make wild card because we're not winning the division. That hurts me, pains me to say.
I took Arenado. I thought he had more position flexibility in the past. I don't know if he's switched, but I had him.
Yeah, I thought he had third.
Yeah, so maybe he'll get it, or maybe he's just done with that. But I had him on and off a few times last year, and he was a good fill-in in a pinch. So that's like I didn't. Oh, that is flexible utility at this rate, but the kind of guy I like.
Yeah. I'm going to pick Dalen Lyle. I know people might, if people even care about the outfielders. I have quite a few outfielders now, and probably too many positions for them. This could be trade bait, so if anyone's watching this and wants to trade me, it's fine too. But I really like Dalen Lyle in a very, I guess, underrated 91 games. He hit just about 300, 9 home runs, stole some bases, and 41 RBIs. I like him. He is supposed to be the DH, but now with Cruz going down, guess who's now slotted into an outfield position? Dalen Lyle. He's got speed. I like this guy. Came on super strong. So with, 2 rounds left? Holy cow. Well, let me look over. I have 1, 2, 3... Only 3 saves guys. One of them's not even actually the saves guy. Oh no, 4 because I picked up a Abreu. But wow, yeah, you gotta look for this. I should have gone so strong on starting pitching because there's still a ton left. Yeah, they're not expecting anyone to get in on the saves now. Oh, because I'm at starting pitchers as well. Guess out. Okay. Well. Something else I'm really high on is JoJo Romero. I don't think that Riley O'Brien is going to be the guy in St. Louis. But I mean, he had good numbers, but I just like JoJo Romero more. If I felt like the Twins were going to be better than what they are, I would go with Taylor Rogers. He's been one of my favorite relievers for a while. But did you just have a pick?
Yeah, I took Bryson Stott.
Bryson Stott. I like Bryson Stott. Underrated. But I think he had a better year last year than he did in 2024.
Yeah, was it 2023? He had a really good year. I feel like I drafted him that in between here.
I know I said George Romero, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab Riley O'Brien because I think he's gonna get first crack at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, not a bad thought to take him. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna be clamoring to get JoJo Romero. And watch someone pick him up.
I'm gonna take him down. You stole
Actually,
me.
yeah, I'm gonna. Great.
Thinks he won't be as good.
Ugh. Some of these names that are still available for the starting pitching, really, Brandon Peft. This guy has been hyped up for so many years, and he's butt. He already was 5+ last year.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and he still won 13 games. That's wild to me. And his numbers fell off from 2024 to 2023. So, Ryan Bayo is still available. Mr. Lugo is still available, but he definitely fell off at the end of last year. Or Cameron's still available. I think it's funny how they have Michael Lorenzen pegged as pitcher and batter because he was a good batter when the pitcher still hit. Good thing I didn't grab him. Dean Kramer. Ernie Clement. How you feel about him?
I love it.
Because he used to be with Indy.
Yeah, but a totally different version of him. When they released him, he was a average guy who kind of deserved it.
You see Mike Trout was selected. I see a sleeper that I had. Logan Henderson was selected. Musgrove. That was one of the...
Oh, sorry.
That was one of the guys I was interested in. I have him in a few other leagues because I've had him for a while. So I was like, dang. But no, I think he'll do good. I'm still interested in Justin Steele. So might go him. Could also go Bryce Miller. Oh, gosh. I'm going to go out on a limb and go Kevin McGonigal. So shortstop right now, with the NA spot, throw him in there and then maybe pick up someone else. But he's got potential. I mean, the Tigers are huge on him. They really like him. But yeah, it's definitely going to be tough for him to break through with Zach McKinstry blocking his way.
That's true.
Yeah. Old Zachy boy.
McGonigal is just a cool name to say.
It is, yeah. Now, as we get to the 25th round, is there anyone that you like as a sleeper for next year to take?
No, I have no ideas. I was just gonna try and find something, but it's gonna come up to me too quick. I know that's not good fodder for talking, but I have no idea.
I hear you, man. I'm looking to see.
But you're right. This is the guy who would take someone that's bury them or take someone that's high upside but injured, and then wait them out as soon as you start the year, throw them on IR and get someone else. But yeah, I don't have any good ideas of that. How about you? I know you're brimming with them.
I do have a few. So real quick, just looking here, Dylan Dingler is still available. Also, one of my favorite catchers, Alejandro Kirk, is still available. Was a monster last year, 280 batting average, 76 RBIs. Could be someone to look at. Arias, if you want a high average and little to show for it, grab him. Marcelo Mayer is still available. I'm not huge on because he's a Red Sox player, so I don't follow him as much. Matt Shaw, that was someone I was huge on last year. I know everyone wants Verlander, right? At 43 years old.
I'll take Bryce Miller.
Bryce Miller, that's a good pick. Because if he does come back and he's strong.
Yeah. And if not, just throw him on the IR with DL.
Yep.
Start the year.
Now, there's a guy. I have a lot of people over here. But, gosh. Gotta go with my boy. I talked about how good he was. Nope, not Sal Stewart. Sal Frelick. This man did so good for me in multiple drafts or multiple leagues last year. I got to pick him. And the Brewers know how to get the most out of their players. Really big fan of his. So I'm happy, but there's still so many guys over here I like. I mean, we got Quinn Priester, he did pretty good last year. Justice Steele should be coming off IL here soon. Jason Adams should be also coming off IL, if not already off. Adrian Morejon, both of those last two guys in the San Diego Padres bullpen. I mean, they're not going to overtake Mason Miller, but if you have holds, Cruz could be NA. Otto Lopez, huge fan of his. Traded power or contact for power last year. He hit 15 home runs, only batted 246. But previously, before he hit 282. So, and he only had like 4 home runs. So, and then Noah Cameron, another pitcher I like. Fell off a little bit towards the end, but again, still sub 3 ERA. Not going to get you a ton of Ks, but again, pitching in Kauffman Stadium, that's somewhat neutral, but we talk about the division. I feel good about Royals pitchers.
That was fast. That was a fast stretch.
Yeah, holy cow.
At 45 minutes, I felt like I had whiplash in that.
Wow, yeah.
So I don't feel as strong about my team coming out of the draft as I felt last year, but I feel like I have the bones that I'll swap out the pieces on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for your team, Jose, Kyle Tucker, Merrill, DeGrom, your first 4 keepers. You got your boy Vinny back.
Yep.
Big fan of him, both as a person, just like hearing him talk and interviews and stuff like that, just the way he interacted with Team Italy. But also quality player.
Yep.
I mean, definitely going to be a cornerstone.
Could have kept him in a way lower round, but I don't think the guys I threw back I would have gotten had I kept Pasquantino. So.
Absolutely. I actually tried to get Yordan Alvarez for you. You made a good trade last year for him. Garrett Cole, straight up. If healthy, I mean, you're looking at 30-plus home runs. And I think 86 RBIs is a low number. Even if Altuve is not doing what he did, even if Pena is going to be a little slower coming back, Carlos Correa still going to be doing his thing. But Cam Smith is going to get on base. I think he was hitting like 240 last year. Going to get a little bit more time there. Zach Cole could be a little better. You also do have Christian Walker. I think 86 is low.
Yeah, I would hope so. You certainly see glimpses of it. Last year he had, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks of healthiness, and he was popping off in there too.
So in just 48 games, he hit 8 home runs. So say a home run every 8 games. Well, 8 divided by 162, not great at math, but that's at least 20 plus home runs. Boom. We're thinking more there. But also 27 RBIs. So again, whatever that is going to amount to, I think.
So it's under a third of a season, so that would be 90 right there.
So
right?
Boom. Yeah. I think he might trip into about 4 stolen bases. But I don't want him running.
Right.
Now, I was reading somewhere they don't want him in outfield because they want to protect him, but wouldn't that then just limit having the best 9 on the field? I mean, there's, he may not be the best range or anything like that, but so give him something to work on.
That's right.
So next, Corey Seager, we talked about the health being another big thing. Aroldis Chapman, former Yankee, former Indian. Oh, no, y'all playing him as a Cub.
2016
right?
World Series.
Yeah, Cubs.
Yeah.
Hunter Brown.
Gave up that home run to Rajai did.
Yes. And then when he was with the Yankees, I think y'all blasted him a few times in the playoffs. So
yeah.
So Hunter Brown, another great pick, another guy from Houston.
Here's where things get weird.
Yuri Perez. Now, I actually really like these 2 picks right here. Yuri Perez, he only had 20 games last year, but I've read somewhere, if you don't have the correlation between the ERA and the WHIP, trust the WHIP, because ERA could be unlucky. WHIP is actually showing you he's not getting a lot of people on bases. He's keeping them clear, and he had more Ks and strikeouts, which is also always a good thing. Only 7 wins. That's going to come with the territory being Miami, but hopefully the offense will be a little better. So you picked him off of upside or off of something else?
I would say upside, yeah. The thing about him is, at this point, you know what you're getting, but he's my, I think, 4th or 5th starting pitcher. So I don't need him to be elite, right? a lot of these guys are going to be glimpses. Either they had their moments of eliteness a couple of years ago, or they had a bad last year. But there's enough there that I feel like you can dig at. And if not, I can cut bait with them.
I think he's still only 25 years old, if that. And then the next guy, Chase Burns, I think he's even younger. And again, the strikeouts look great. This is where the ERA and the whip start to. But he's hitting
he's a kid.
Yeah, he is in the Cincinnati ballpark. That is hitter friendly. That could play a role in that. Now, if he can, keep some home runs in the yard, might look even better. Reagan's really like him. He's underrated. He was hurt last year.
Yep.
But still made 13 starts. Now you look at the starts and the innings pitched, not the best. But again, how many of those starts was he battling injury?
Right. Yeah. To ramp up on pitch count, stuff like that.
And again, that whip, trust that. Kauffman Stadium, get a little neutral, but some of the guys that are coming in there. Ceddanne Rafaela.
Second baseman's always kind of my the one spot I don't care about as much. It's like tight end in football for me. Like I kind of filter in whoever I have. But I thought this was solid here for second baseman. But this was a spot I was in a tough spot. Or a point in the draft that I was in a tough spot. I didn't really love anyone there.
Well, he's definitely decent. These aren't anything to scoff at. The projections are a little lower, but maybe they are going to be playing him elsewhere. Maybe they really want Marcelo Meyer to play second base a little more and have him in outfield.
Predominantly in outfield.
And then next, Jethro Flaherty. And if you know anything about my inability to remember, it's Jack. I've called him Jake, Jethro, Jeremiah, JJ, called him everything. But I just know that he couldn't keep the ball in the yard last year. Kind of forgot how to pitch, but I like it. I don't know why I like him, but I do. He throws strikes.
Yeah. That's a good point. They bring a Tigers wall in. Did they do that? Is that coming up?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. They brought in a few other walls. Orioles, they brought in their wall, which I think, the hitting in the right field when you hit it and hit the building across the street, I thought that was pretty iconic. But
Tigers outfield wall.
I remember I had Flaherty a few years ago, and he was doing so well. I actually traded him straight up for Larry Butler, and the individual that I traded him with kept Flaherty, and it looked like I was smarter in that when I kept Butler. But Flaherty, he's always going to throw strikes. You just don't know how long he's going to be able to be in the game to throw strikes, because if it's 8-0, they don't want him to waste his arm.
Right.
But I like it.
They did bring the Comerica walls in 23 or 24.
Okay. So that could hurt a tad bit, but it's, he's going to have now Justin Verlander to learn from. And at 43 years old, he may not still be. It's kind of like a Bull Durham type situation. Or what was it with Kevin Costner? Where he was like a high school pitcher or high school teacher, and then threw as a Disney movie or something.
Oh, the Rookie.
Yeah, so he's a little older, but he can still get stuff done. But you want to learn from the tutelage per se. He's been around a little bit. Ranger Suarez, this is the guy. I think I had him at one point last year and released him, and then you grabbed him, and the rest was history. Like he was doing really well for you.
Yeah, he had a strong year last year.
Now he's with the Red Sox. We talked about the tough division.
That's right. So with this, my strategy is I have my starters on offense. Now I'm just going to try and rack up as many solid starting pitchers as I can. I'm going to try and run it wins and strikes. It's not Ks per 9. It's just straight. It's not percentage based. So it'll probably muddle my quality categories like whip and ERA, but I should be able to run it 2 categories here with these pitchers. And saves I just don't have. So
yeah, that's tough. We talked about last year. I went super heavy with saves, and I won most of the weeks. But then I've lost out on strikes. I lost out on wins. Well, maybe one of my guys got blown up, so my ERA and WHIP are also wrecked. And so going heavy on that didn't work as well. So now this year, my focus was trying to get as much power as I could. and some upside as well. I like Lyle as a late round pick. Also like McGonigal. I mean, if he gets in, unfortunately, I have Neto and Wilson. I don't know if he's going to get in above them, but again, could be some trade bait. Amai. So I don't know if we're saying that name right. Talked about him being an option. Wasn't the sexiest at the time.
Mostly a panic, but yeah, just a risk.
Stephen Kwan, we know we're going to get high average.
And he's my fourth outfielder, so it should be utility or filling in on off days of the other guys.
I like the ability for him to steal bases. Now, at the end of, or the beginning of last year, he was up to like 344 batting average. And people, of course, the first few weeks, they talk about the 406 batting average. No one's ever going to hit that, at least in my opinion. But I think Stephen Kwan did a good job at still producing with the runs. And I mean, because it runs through J-Ram. That's right. How this does. Okay, now it went just to mine.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't have the eye he seemed to have a couple years ago. Something's missing there. But he's as steady as they come. So let's sticking with him there. And then kind of the rest on mine just filled it out with more pitching. What you said about your guys is what I agree. You have your starters. The bench doesn't make sense unless it's off days. And I don't know about you, but I always seem to have off days on the same day. Like, oh, it's Thursday. This starter has an off day, but so does my bench guy, right? Like it never seems to work out.
After Kwan, we talked about Baz. That is someone who, with the right stuff, I mean, he did very well when he was in Tampa. He had some bright spots. He also had some dark spots. But again, with other good guys, and it's another Miami guy. I mean, I know it wasn't Miami Marlins, but coming with Tampa Bay, I mean, if he does anything like Tyler Rogers, I think I'm going to be happy with that. Jonathan Dominguez, he'll get to pitch every once in a while in Chicago.
When they win. And like I said, I think it'll be a little bit more. They're going to need him.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be.
They're not going to bludgeon anyone.
I think the White Sox are going to be that team that kind of surprises people. You can't just immediately, put that when you're doing your holy cow, what am I trying to say? Betting. When you're doing your parlay, you can't just automatically say, okay, whoever's playing the White Sox are going to win.
Right.
Because they're going to come with it. They picked up a few guys, as much as I don't like him. Miguel Vargas might do a little something this year at third base. If he always looks like he's sleepy. How Cody Bellinger always looks like he's high. Vargas looks like he's sleepy.
Yeah.
Merrill Kelly.
There's go to cheer, but the White Sox, the Nationals, the Rockies. Oh, I'm pitching against them. Always backfired on me all last year.
Yes,
that never worked.
I think
I'd bench a guy because he was playing a good team. He'd shut him out. I'd pick up and stream a guy because he was playing a crap team.
That happened to me with
do the opposite of what I
Bryce
do.
Elder. That specifically, he did that to me against, I want to say it was the Nationals because they were in the same division with the Braves. I think he did against the Rockies. And I really think it was against the White Sox. Like 3 straight games, he just pumped the bed. Then,
and you think you're clever. You're like, oh, look at his next 3 probable starts.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I got this. Nope, never.
Yeah. Merrill Kelly, he's a little older, but you think he's savvy enough to stick with it?
Not really.
I like Merrill Kelly.
I do too.
I remember I traded Merrill Kelly. He was a 22nd round pick and something else for Tim Anderson. This has been like 3 or 4 years ago. So that was before he met the One Punch Man and, kind of forgot how to play. So, which that was hilarious. Anyone reacting to that, my favorite was when I think it was J-Ram actually, he got up and was like, to Odor, which growing up, if you ever think about your last name is Odor.
Yeah, that's rough.
Like, that's terrible.
Yeah. Got to be ready for lots of fights with you.
Yeah. These last 4, I really like them. Aranda and Stott.
They're going for some flexibility, some guys that produce steadily. They're not going to be my starting lineup, but I just need them to fill in those off days. And those are the kind of guys, I always seem to get them mid-year anyway when I'm trying to filter through. I always end up with them, so when I saw them on this, I'm like, I'm just going to draft them.
Well, Aranda hit over 300 last year.
Anyway.
Yeah, 316 batting average last year, or 311, 316, something like that. And, I mean, he's got some other guys around him. I think they're going to do well. But, yeah, he he really shined in the World Baseball Classic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard not to shine when you have a team, like they had around him. And then Bryson Stott, he's going to hit between like 230 and 250, but he's going to steal like 20 plus bases.
Yep.
I like that. And in that aging, but still good Phillies lineup, but I guess now they don't have to worry about Nick Castellanos, which I think that was a crappy call anyway. He was also not showing he cared, so I guess it was mutual.
Where did he end up?
The Padres.
I missed that.
He's mixing in first and outfield.
Okay.
And then Joe Musgrove, talking about the Padres, Musgrove and Miller, both of them going to start on the IL. I'll be honest, I was looking to grab both of those guys. I like them because Musgrove, again, going to, I was like Petco. I think it's Petco, San Diego Padres Stadium. That is pitcher friendly. And then Bryce Miller, also pitcher friendly at Safeco. So those are two, even if they're not on, well, okay, Bryce Miller had like a 5 ERA last year. Never mind. Even if they're both super on, they still have a little bit of protection around them.
Yeah. Yeah, Miller's starting out injured, it said, so kind of use that first week to get a feel. I always have a tough time in the beginning of the fantasy season. I draft everyone because I like them, but I also, there's other guys out there that, do something good the first week. You're like, I want to get it, but who do you drop? Right? So I like having a little bit of flexibility with that, with IR positions.
Absolutely.
What about you? Let's check out yours.
Okay, so first round, I liked Webb because I already had Sanchez, already had Wu. If you get 3 starts from them every week, which you should, theoretically, that's 15 to 18 innings if they go quality start. Ideally, 3 wins. And all of them have potential to go 7 to 12 strikeouts, if not more. Now, Webb, again, has a little more protection with him. Not crazy about his bullpen. So he could have some wins taken away because of his lackluster bullpen. Ryan Walper. Cade Smith, that was tough because I didn't really want to go closer that early, but we talked about it. They go quick. They go on a run. I like Cade. Low scoring. I really don't think the Indians are going to put up a ton, but their pitching is going to keep them in the games. Now, someone I did not pick, but we didn't talk about him either, Hunter Gaddis. He is hurt for a little bit.
Yes.
That hurts my feelings because I'm a big Hunter Gaddis fan.
He's a big old burly boy.
He is.
That's a dying breed in baseball, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the country bumpkin boys.
Yeah, I mean, he imposing.
Yeah.
And some of these guys, I don't think I realized, like, everyone knows how, tall that Randy Johnson was, 6'11", but some of these other guys are like super tall. Pete Fairbanks is like 6'10". I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah. Do you see how that's with the guys with their heights getting adjusted for the...
Yes.
That's pretty good.
That is funny.
Bo Naylor lost 3 inches.
Wow. Bo Naylor had a nice World Baseball Classic, though. Wow. Nick Kurtz, again, I hope I don't get burned with that. Matt Olson, with Acuna healthy, with Albies coming back, with Austin Riley healthy. Ooh, I'm liking this. I like Olson to hit 100 RBIs.
And so now you got 2 first basemen there, 2 good first basemen. So one's going to be your utility, right?
Yes.
That kind of shaped the rest of your draft.
Unfortunately, because Freddie Freeman was still available. And I would have gone Freddie Freeman in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because I have Olson and Freeman in another league, and they always do well. Hunter Goodman. This, I'm not going to lie, this was a reach. Kind of a panic because I knew I needed a catcher. I really wanted Shea Langoliers, but I think we talked he was gone. So Hunter Goodman, next best case. Although we talked about Alejandro Crap, I probably should have waited him, with Hunter Goodman. But if he does what he did last year, he's going to have 30 home runs. He's going to have 80 RBIs with a little bit of extra oomph in there in Colorado. Might be okay. Christian Yelich, I just love Christian Yelich. Always have. Yeah. He'll always burn me because he bought other people's teams when he was with the Marlins, and then first few years with the Brewers. Finally, I got him, and I don't want to give him up. There's also kind of a panic pick, Taylor Ward, because you now see 3 straight outfielders. We only have 3 outfield spots. And then I already have, Riley Green down there and picked a few more. But Taylor Ward is going to be in that lineup with Jackson Holliday, with Gunnar Henderson, with Adley Rutschman, if he remembers how to hit, with Pete Alonso now. I forgot all about him. He's now in Baltimore. Sure, yeah. And who are you going to walk? Who are you going to try to pitch right now? You probably could strike Taylor Ward out. He's only hitting like 230. But he does hit the ball a lot. And he was doing that when he was with the Angels. So he was the offense there.
Yeah.
Because Trout was no longer Trout. Corbin Carroll got from you. I like the power, like the speed there. Mackenzie Gore.
That trade, I'm very thankful to because I want to bring in one more pitcher. Obviously, you could tell how pitcher heavy, but I wanted one more trusted guy at the top before I started kind of with the high upside, low floor, high ceiling guy. So I think that worked out good. It gave you outfield when you had a lot of good pitching, gave me a good pitcher when he had a lot of outfield. So,
and I like Hunter Brown. I think just coming around thinking because of the lack of offense that could be in that, the run support for Hunter Brown. And not that I don't trust Hunter Brown, but he went from a 5.08 ERA to a 3.4, which is a great fall, but he also had more games under his belt. Now a 2.4. Wow, holy cow.
I think something's got to give.
And, he had 200 plus strikeouts, which you always want that. But kind of like Robbie Ray back in the day, always get you 200 plus strikeouts, but have the 4 or 5 plus ERA. Mackenzie Gore, someone I'm excited about, only because he now gets to follow DeGrom, better ballpark when it comes to Globe Life, and a better offense. Now, watch the Nationals absolutely blow it out of the park this year, and the Rangers not. Brian Wu, Carlos Rodon. I said I took him a 12th round earlier. It is at 11th. Oh, it's even better. Could have kept him at 18th round, which, whatever, man.
But you like the guys you kept instead.
Oh yeah. And looking at Mr. Rodon, NC State. Oh, as an East Carolina man, I gotta hate that now. But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get back to this right here. Obviously this was great, but we're taking that with a grain of salt. This was wild. This was also wild. That was in New York. That's not what we want. But then, he's going to be able to strike people out. He's not going to be the person to keep the ERA low, unfortunately. But hopefully the Yankees score enough. 12. Also, not at all excited about this. Matt Chapman, but I needed a third baseman. Alec Burleson. Wish he could have been a third baseman, but Alec Burleson has really good skills. Again, he's going to be the only offense there in St. Louis now. Abner Uribe probably is going to take a little bit to end up being the closer, but I think he's going to end up being the closer there.
I had him last year when Miguel went down, and he was awesome.
Again, 37 holds last year, sub 1 ERA, 1.04 whip. I like him. Again, we're not coaches, but if you had choose between him and someone who had higher numbers and some injury concern, I think the choice would be easy. But Christopher Sanchez was a keeper, Turing was a keeper, Green was a keeper. Get to 2 straight guys with more saves, Griffin Jacks and Brian Abreu. I've always been a Brian Abreu fan. I've had him in my holds leagues for several years. I think he's great. And he's going to be the stand-in or interim right now for closer for Haters. He's going to start the year on the IL, but I don't think he's going to give it back. Ton of strikeouts, keeps ERA low, whip low. And then the rest of the setup men in that Astros bullpen, they're pretty good too. I really like that bullpen. I like a few of the pitchers in the bullpen. Not crazy about some of the back end pitchers, but hey, as long as you win, like the first 2 or 3 guys get the wins, that works. Jacob Wilson, I had him last year, and I liked him strictly for his batting average. He's not going to get a lot of runs, not going to let a home runs or an RBIs or anything like that, but he can steal a few bases. Yeah. So I think he's going to be a guy just because I have Neto.
I was just about to ask. No, so that's the first shortstop you drafted, but you have Neto. So.
Yeah, and I like.
Oh yeah, there I see 2 picks from now. Yep.
I like Neto more than Wilson, but if it's ever a time where it's close to batting average, I know I'll be able to go Wilson. We have Neto, Dalen Lyle. He came on super strong last year, did play in 91 games, and now with Cruz going down, I think this is absolutely going to open up the door for him. Riley O'Brien. Not super confident on him. I think Romero is going to be better. But the first crack will probably go to O'Brien. McGonigal, he's going to be one of those NA guys. We're going to be able to throw him on there, so I'll grab someone else. And Sal Frelick. I don't know why I call him Frelick. Mainly, I just thought he was really good. The numbers that he jumped from 2024 to 2025 last year. He went from 2 home runs to 12 home runs, did steal more bases, but played in 3 more games and had several more walks. I mean, not a ton, but whenever you have more walks in less games, you're showing patience at the plate. Jumped 30 plus points in batting average. Yeah, I'm a fan. Or just right at 30. So doubled RBIs, almost doubled RBIs, and again 3 less games. That's why I like him. So I feel good. I feel like I probably went heavy with the outfielders. I know I did, but it is what it is, man. So I was going to go Roman Anthony if he was going to be available. It was Roman Anthony or Logan Webb.
Yeah, so Anthony was the first pick, and then so keeper. Who went next? Can you go by round?
Yeah, right.
Okay, keeper.
Brandon Lowe or Lau. I call him Lowe. I know it's Lau.
Is it because there's another guy with Lowe and I get him confused, right?
Yeah. So
this was the Rangers. No, Rays.
Yes. So Josh and Nate Lowe are brothers. Brandon Lau is the guy that has the same name, but this guy, I talked about him. He's going to play second in Pittsburgh. He had 31 home runs last year. Now he had like a 230, 240 batting average, but he knows he's going to get playing time. So I think it's good. Nick Gonzalez at shortstop, could have whoever at third. I know it's probably someone good, and I'm forgetting them, but yeah, I think it's a solid second baseman. First round with who was available? No.
Yeah, the second guy off the board. Even some of these guys coming up. Freeman.
So, yeah, Austin Riley went. He was a third base. I mean,
you took Riley in the first round last year?
Yes. No, I did not take. I picked him up late at the very end of the year because I was going to try using this trade bait or something like that. Mookie was also selected. Freeman was selected, which I loved him, but again, with already 2 first basemen, which I know I ended up with Alec Burleson. Framber Valdez. Matt Boyd had to have been a keeper.
Doesn't have a can, does he?
Okay, never mind. Okay. You said he was the 20th pick. Nick Pivetta, my boy. Dang it.
Right after Cade Smith.
Mason Miller. I don't mind Mason Miller, but keep this kind of in the back of your mind. Before he came over to the Padres last year, he had a 3.74 ERA with the Athletics and a 1.2 plus whip. Not saying he wasn't good. I'm just saying he wasn't the electric Mason Miller that you were expecting. They were also playing Sutter Health Park, much shorter infield or much shorter walls. But I mean, if you're not allowing hits, if you're getting strikeouts, it shouldn't matter how close the walls are. So yeah,
and you basically had a choice between him and Cade Smith, and you could have kept him.
I could have had him, but he'd have been a 5th round pick. Not that high, as a keeper at least. I like Cade. The Padres have to battle the Dodgers. I don't like that. Just straight up. Keeper Edwin Diaz. I remember someone picked him like the same year in the World Baseball Classic. He had Tommy John. I think it was this guy, 92 City Champs. Eugenio Suarez. This guy was actually the one who traded me Eugenio Suarez last year. Yeah, I traded him Nick Lodolo, who he used as a keeper.
A lot of good closers went off the board right here. Some from keepers, some from drafted, but that's how early that rant started.
Ben Rice. I know this guy's a Yankees fan. Altuve. I had a chance to keep Altuve. I like him. I don't think he's a natural outfielder, which is another reason I've talked about before. Some of these guys who are changing positions or out of position, essentially, they're focused so much on that and not at the plate. I think it hurts them. My boy.
Yeah, things we don't always think about as fantasy managers because you just plug them in whatever position at their name. But
I mean, but I don't think people understand the difference, especially individuals who are just like, okay, do fantasy and maybe not think a little deeper into it, it's very different playing second base opposed to outfield. I mean, yes, it's like, well, duh, but the timing to get to the ball, the tracking where you have to run, cut off, and I'm like second baseman, it's either I'm throwing to second to get a double play, or I'm throwing to first for the most part, unless like there's a rundown or someone at third, you're looking back, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's big. That's actually a lot that goes into it. Estevez. Now his velocity is down, not just like a tick or two. It's down like 7 miles per hour.
Whoa.
He was topping out at 89. That's why I wasn't as big on him. I like him, but that's why I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Cal Bradish. Not a sexy name, but gets the job done. Okay. Lord. Also, they were calling him Michael Garcia, World Baseball Classic, not Michael. So a lot of opportunity to play different places there. I've never been a Munoz fan. Obviously he's good, but just not.
I had him last year. He was solid. He was, it was him and McGill, and then Uribe kind of took care of it. I was really looking for him there, and he went, 2 picks ahead of me there? Because this is my first pick in the draft. There's those keepers up until now.
Talking about a bullpen I really like, the Mariners bullpen. Gabe Spire, Matt Brash. They brought in Jose Ferrar, which you might think Jose Ferrar hit a 4.0 or 4+ ERA last year. He was also pitching with the Nationals. He was brought in as relief, not necessarily as fully set up man, but like, hey, we need someone to bring in. Finnegan's gone. So anyone for the Mariners, anyone in the holds leagues, go for the Mariners rotation. Any pitcher there, literally any pitcher. Polanco, he was batting like 380 at some point in time last year through like a good portion, and then fell off. I mean, let's say fell down like 260, but did not expect of all people to be shooting for 400 to be Jorge Polanco. Vinny P, Hunter Goodman, Wyatt Langford. That was the guy I was thinking about, but he hit 240 last year. Did go 2020, but had some injury concerns. And in the write-up, they talked about him like needing to make sure he's healthy. So I went, obviously other outfielders, but I did like Langford. Nolan McLean cost us the win against Italy, but whatever. Castillo.
Castillo's a good pick here.
He is not the sexiest guy like he was in Cincinnati, but still very solid. Still in that big stadium. Other great guys around him. Freddie Peralta, I really like him. Brent Rooker, really like him. Buxton, man,
he might be my favorite player that's never played for Cleveland. Easily. And obviously tragic with his history, but great year last year.
He played in a ton of games this year. I think he played like 150 plus, 158, something like
3 years worth for him.
Yeah. Alvarez, Yelich, my man. Yeah, I hope he stays healthy. That's a big if, though. So that's why it's okay for me to have 5 outfielders, because one of them's going to get hurt.
That's right.
Devin Williams, you can keep him. Guy we got rid of him. Bednar. Who's our closer anyway? Who are the Yankees closers? I say closers because like everyone in the bullpen has been a former closer, but no one can actually close the game out.
I wanted to go closer here because I haven't taken one yet, but it got so messy with like just glancing at the names like, and then even if I was feeling that, they all got snatched up here. But yeah, I was flipping through the notes of both of those guys before, and they both went right before, and when I pivoted and left the pitcher's page.
So grab Seager again. Health is a big thing. Taylor Ward. I don't know. I talked about his stats. Again, he's never going to be a guy that's going to hit for a lot of average. I mean, last year was 228, but 36 homers, 100 plus RBIs. Other than Neto, who I named because I had him in, besides Trout, because everyone knows my Can anyone other than someone that's an Angels fan name anyone else on the Angels?
Joe Adele?
Yeah.
He's still there?
Yeah. He was like a 2021 guy that came out. It was like all these big names. It's been taking 5 years for him to come out. Yeah. He hit like 31 home runs last year, something like that. But yeah, like it's But even that was
Yeah.
he's still there.
Right.
Yeah, I love Nolan Shanuel, but
I was trying to think of someone with that funny name. Yes.
now to replace Taylor Ward, they brought in Josh Lowe, who's the brother of Nate Lowe.
Wow.
So yeah, so not the funky name, but yeah, like that's who they try to get him with, who's also injury prone. So yeah, I'm not looking for this guy to bring my average up. I'm looking for the taters. And again, you see when he first started, like he playing time, the homers. Oh, he was hurt this year, but he's giving you 20 plus homers, and now with shorter balls, ooh, I like my boy Taylor Ward. Let's go here. George Springer, he hit the fountain of youth last year. I don't know what it was, but he did well. Michael Harris, super fast, but can he stay on the field? Can he stay healthy? O'Neal Cruz, someone's trying to trade me O'Neal Cruz. Now, I said this in my video, but I want to show everyone. He broke records last year, okay? So we saw that he had 20 home runs. We saw that he has 38 RBIs, but this batting average, he's the first person to ever do this, hit the 30 stolen base mark and the 20 home run mark with a batting average below 230. I said he smashed it because he did a 200.
Wow.
I said he didn't even need those extra 30 batting points. With that power, less than 700 on base plus slugging. Like that's not what you want.
No.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
So again, he has his upsides, he has his flaws. You're taking him in the 8th round as a keeper, but yeah, enough where you see that it's there and hope that it pays off. Alcantara.
What happened to that Cy Young year?
Another Jekyll and Hyde. Well, mostly Hyde last year. Yeah, that was brutal.
Like 4 or 5 plus ERA. But I remember when he won the Cy Young, it was like 2.08. He wasn't a strikeout, but he had 179 strikeouts and like 200 some odd innings. Soderstrom. Whoo! This guy came on hot. Lord. He used to be a catcher, but because Shailene Lears is there, he decided to move on to first. Then they have a Nick Kurtz's problem there. Then he went to outfield. Doing very well.
Nomad.
Kyle Stowers, man, he's hurt already. So I feel bad. I don't know if this guy knew it, but he's hurt. Carlos Chapman. He always have a little bit of a place in my heart, but I just wish he wouldn't try to like whose thing is bigger than mine, because like I'm gonna throw a fastball. Everyone knows it's a fastball, dude. Right? Everybody. I promise you, everybody.
I'm just surprised he still has this stuff though. After all these years, I mean, that's crazy.
He's been in the league for at least 10, 15 years. He started off with, I think his very first team was the Pirates. No, the Reds. Same division. The Reds, and then obviously wasn't getting a ton of love there, but everyone's like, oh, he's so fast. He throws so hard.
He's hitting 101 regularly, yeah.
I think he still holds the fastest pitch. I think it's 104. Wow. I want to say 107, but I was like, there's no way. It's 107. Anyway, I think he still holds the record for the fastest pitch. Corbin Carroll, Johan Duran.
There's a couple good starters I liked here more, but I'm like, I got to get a reliever, regardless of how I believe in them or not, because it is pretty bleak at this point already.
Tyler Glasnow, made of glass. He's got electric stuff, but you never know if he's going to throw it.
Perfect name for that guy.
Yep. Love Salvi, but he's 36. Wow. He's still doing it, though. I have him in another league. Yanier Diaz was another guy I was shooting for. But the last 2 years, his hard hit rate and exit velocity have gone down. So, I mean, is he now focused on more catching than hitting? I don't know. Nico Horner. I really like him, but he's so much like Ben Zobrist-like. He's good at a lot of different things, like a lot of stolen bases, a lot of good hitting. He's not gonna get you any. I think he hit 7 home runs last year. So my bold prediction for him this year is to hit 10 home runs.
Can I throw another guy on that list?
Yeah.
Also a Cub? Darwin Barney.
Wow. Holy cow. Darwin Barney. There's an actor he reminds me of. I can't think of who that. Once golly.
I have to look at it.
Darwin Barney. It's like a man.
Is he the guy from How I Met Your Mother?
No. The name's on my tongue. I don't know, but he reminds me of that. So you took Hunter Brown there. So then my would-be Hunter Brown was Mackenzie Gore. He's gonna have a better year, but like Mackenzie usually have a better year in 2025 than he did in 2024, or excuse me, 26, 25. I'm just gonna hope that him and DeGrom just absolutely dominate. Really wanted Woodruff. He's gonna start the year on the IL. I think he's going to. But man, when he's on, he's on. Snell, you're on the IL. Michael Bush is someone who absolutely just, he came out of nowhere last year. I think. I mean, he did good stuff in 24, but 25, he just, I don't know, took it to the next level. Spencer Strider also, if he can get back to Quadzilla 281 strikeout days, oh man, that's a heck of a steal right there. Bichette.
Was it Zachary Levi?
It's not. I do see it. The guy I'm thinking of, it's, oh my gosh, he's like an international type.
Oh, okay.
Guy. Oh my goodness. I'll find it and probably text you.
Like 3 days from now, like, what's it?
Yeah, lots. You said he's picture of this guy. Andy Pages. I know it's Paul Hayes, but Andy Pages came on super strong. I was also looking at another Dodger, Emmett Sheehan, but I don't know if they're going to let him pitch. Yuri Perez, Robert.
Maybe change your scenery. Those guys that they could, and then they're just in crap situations as soon as they get out of there.
He was with the White Sox. Anyone wants to get out of there.
Maybe. I could see that.
This was a pick. I looked at him several times.
You had him last year and the year before, right?
I really like Abrams, but he's going to get you 240. He's going to have 30 RBIs. He's going to have about 20 home runs. Like that's him. But he's with the Nationals. And unless you get some other guys going like Dalen Lyle, like James Wood, I don't know if it's going to pan out for him. Albies. I really like Marte.
11th round. That's great.
Randy Divarina. Wilson Contreras. I think it'll be good. Casey Mize. Who led the Tigers in wins last year? If I asked you that question, like right now, who are you going to say?
School.
Yeah. Nope. Casey Mize.
Wow. Good for him.
He had 13 or 14 wins. Tariq Skubal only had like 11.
Wow.
Skubal led in everything else, but yeah. Casey Mize led. I could not believe that. That was crazy to me. Evaldi could have been kept in the 20th round. Put it out there for people to ask about him. I realized that it's not a sex name, but in my breakdown, I was talking about him. The first 11 years, he didn't show anything, but the last 4, he has been great. Like, look at this, just gone down with the ERA and just shown, like, then the whip too. Sub 1, sub 2. Who is this man? Oh, I now see that. Y'all can't see that. There we go. You can't see that at all. I just only had 129 strikeouts, pitched 130 innings, 11 wins, 3 losses. What? And he had a complete game and a shutout? Get out of here. You could have told me that and I wouldn't have believed it.
And, so for me, someone like him would be intriguing, but I wouldn't over the guys I kept. There were other guys that were kept that were definitely worse than him and maybe at or higher rounds. Like, that's someone could have, should have been on that.
Yeah. Chase Burns, great pick. Carlos Rodon, questionable. Hunter Green. That he had to have known he's hurt.
Right.
There's no way he wouldn't have known, done a little research, clicked on that little blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to be out for 2 or 3 months, which at 11th round, his ability to stay healthy, is a risk you want to take because he's arguably the top 10 pitcher when he's on. Helsley. Never trusted Helsley. He's always put up numbers, but I'll put you on the edge of the seat to get you this save. Trevor Story, he did great last year. Didn't think he could, and Mizorowski was a keeper. Will Smith keeper. Trio was a keeper. I call him Pagan. I know it's Pagan, but Emilio Pagan in Cincy. Pretty good numbers last year. I think he had 20 or between saves and holds, he had like 30 plus. he's not gonna, kill you with the strikeouts or the whip or the ERA, and he gets the job done. He was with the Rays for a little bit, and I think he was with the Twins. He's one of those like journeymen, but finally found a place. So good for him. The ECU man, O'Regan's, Matt Chapman. We'll see. I liked Palencia. I didn't know he could throw 100 miles an hour. He was throwing it right by us in the World Baseball Classic. And I was like, who is this guy? Because he was not showing that last year for the Cubs.
No. We got your next draft. So if there's any big hits in there, but
Schlittler, I think he is definitely going to need to be better. I say need to be better, like because he had some good games last year, but he's going to need to be better for this year because he's going to be leaned on. Matt McClain's having a phenomenal spring training. Hopefully he stays healthy because his 2025, he fell from 290 in 2023, was out 2024, and then 220. And played in like X number more games, and the stats were still the same. The Reds need him to make a bigger impact. The ECU man, Trey Savage. I was really going to be looking at Kenley Jansen.
So you said Savage is on as a restricted?
He is. So he is going to be on an innings limit. I don't know what it is, but maybe if they plan it out enough towards the second half of the season or towards like the stretch run, they'll release him a little bit so that once, because I think they're going to make the playoffs. Yeah. Unless something goes crazy wrong with that offense and the pitching, then he'll be let loose in the playoffs, which that makes sense if you have the ability. I like Kenley Jansen. I like Jeff Hoffman. These two teams are going to win. The Blue Jays and the Tigers are going to win games, so they're going to have closers being able to get them. Like Nimmo, Tanner Bybee, is he going to have a better year than last year?
It's going to be a lot of the same. He'll have great moments, but enough duds where it evens out, and you look at it overall, and it's nothing.
Really like Bubba Chandler. He only had 8 appearances last year and was 3-1. He started 4 games, was 3-1. Okay, it's pretty good. He had a 1.05 whip or something like that. Let's go double check it. And no, he had a sub 1 whip.
Wow.
But look at this, 4+ ERA. What happened? So he gave up 14 earned runs. 9 of those came in 2 2/3 of an inning in a game against Milwaukee. Wow. In like his second to last start. So other than that, I did the numbers. Not including that game against Milwaukee, he would have had a 1.51 whip. Or excuse me, 1.51 ERA. Wow. With an even lower whip. Because he gave up 9 hits and 9 earned runs. That's wild. Like Yandy, still doing his thing. Schwellen Bockenberger, really like him. People keep talking Reed Detmers up. I don't believe it. I was also going to be looking at Drake Baldwin, NL Rookie of the Year last year. With a healthy offense, even with or when Sean Murphy coming back, I don't think he's got anything to worry about. Agustin Ramirez, he's struggling this summer. So yeah, I know it's only spring training, but they're actually moving him or talking about moving him to first because he's really bad defensively. Like Edwards, he's fast, not going to get a lot of home runs, not going to get a lot of RBIs, anything like that. Joe Adell, let's see what he did. I think he was at 31 home runs last year. Is that right? 37. Wow. Okay. Ooh. I'd cut him short. So yeah, looking at what he had done before, he wasn't sexy, wasn't getting a lot of playing time, and the average wasn't there, but he did other stuff. 98 RBIs. There we go. This is something that concerns me a little bit. Why would stolen bases fall like that? Especially when he played more games. Whenever I see that, like Bryce Terang, he only stole 24 bases this year. He stole 50 last year. Hey, what happened?
Good point.
Like Griffin Jax, Ryan Nelson, that was an odd pick. I like Brandon Finnegan, or excuse me, Kyle Finnegan. Who was Brandon Finnegan?
I have no idea.
I feel like he was another pitcher for the Tigers at some point in time. Donovan, went from a decent hitter's part to the Mariners. He's going to be good there defensively, but the stats might not be there anymore. Teoscar being a keeper. Weather Holt, lots of talent. The Cardinals really want him up there. Oriano, if he has a spot in that outfield, could be good. Cade Horton, I was looking at Cade Horton too. He was vying for NL Rookie of the Year last year, but had some injuries towards the end of the season. He actually fractured a rib coughing.
Ooh.
Yeah, wild.
I felt like I've had that before when I was sick.
It's like, how much force was that with? Ivan Herrera, they're going to move him from catcher. They're going to start Pedro. It's Pages, but I call him Pages. Pedro Pages back there. They also have Leo Bernal in the minors. He's a really good prospect. I think he throws out like 40% of his runners. So Pedro, if you ain't doing something, you're going to be out, brother. But Ivan Herrera having issues with his elbow and his knee. So they might move him to first. Oh, well, where would Alec Burrows play? He could play outfield then. Oh, well, that could be good then. Do it all man for the Pirates. He's going to have to step up. Last year was his first year in like 5 seasons, not hitting 20 home runs. And he had 16. Connor Griffin, probably going to be option down, but that's a great pick at 20.
I was just thinking that.
Heliot Ramos, my man, really like him. But between him and Jung-Ho Lee, they interchange between lefties and righties. So
Ramos really have to be paying attention every day.
Yeah, Ramos is going to have to do better because he goes from either first or ninth in the batting order. So that definitely hurts him. I like Pena. You had him last year. I know we talked about that. Did well for you, but again, in that offense, and I think he's hurt. He
was hurt on and off quite a bit last year.
I think a pinky. Oof. Yeah, so he hurt his finger in the World Baseball Classic. Edward Cabrera, I think he's going to do okay in Chicago. Alec Bohm, I like Alec Bohm, but just not enough oomph. Aaron Nola, former number 1 pick in fantasy, at least in this draft, because of keepers and whatnot. 21st round.
Wow.
Yeah. What a fall. Pepiot, I know it's Pepio. Tovar, he fell last year. I call him Chris Pubic. I know it's Bubik, but should be pretty good.
Also childish.
Yes. Jack Gaglione, if I had him, I'd be calling him everything but Jack too. Jackson Holiday, I feel like he took a huge step forward last year, but still only hitting 242. I mean, not getting enough home. He was led the team or tied in leads for the team with only 17 home runs. The Orioles only had team leaders with 17 home runs.
Wow.
Yeah. Gunnar Henderson, Jordan Westberg, who was hurt and is hurt, and Jackson Holiday.
Wow.
Yeah. I forgot Chris Bassett went to Baltimore. That's going to be someone who's going to get rocked a lot. I hate to say that, but it just is.
He's AL East fodder for sure.
Yeah. Badolo, he cap him. Good for you, man. Roki Sasaki. I don't know why. Because he showed he can't pitch. At least in his first year here. Not a starter. LaGrange. Don't know much about him. Rutschman. Wow. 23rd round for Rutschman. I also like Lenine Sosa, but he has no defensive position in the field.
Yeah.
And unless he hits well, and they brought in a few other bats, I don't even think he's going to play.
Skeens in the 23rd round is crazy. That's the dream.
Yeah, and that was a pick. I was actually going to grab him last year, late like this, but someone else jumped on him. Trout, 24th round. Other than his like a rookie year, would anyone have thought this late on Trout? That was a keeper for Ohtani.
What happened with that with Ohtani? Because that wasn't his first year. He was already playing, but he was never.
So with Ohtani, that was the year he was going to be just hitting and not pitching. So because they have hitter and pitcher specifically for Ohtani, he fell because he was recovering from Tommy John. And so I was actually going to grab him late like that. So
Ohtani
batter, yeah, he's number 1 pick. But pitcher, he's still
Oh,
sitting
okay.
there. But once
I see.
I think once this
So is he 2 roster spots?
Mhm.
So you could own him. So 2 different teams own him. I never even realized that.
number 1, so Keystoners, and then we got.
Okay.
But he cannot play them at the same time. So if Ohtani is pitching that day, he has Summer as a pitcher or has Summer as a hitter.
But the other 4 days in the rotation.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, good to know.
Logan Hinch, this is the guy I was really high on. He pitched 5 games last year, went 3-1, had a 1.78 ERA with a 1.02, something like that ER or whip. Like, he's pretty good. 25 innings, 33 strikeouts. Yeah. He's going to start in the minors, but he should be caught up soon. Like Musgrove, Luis Heel. Spencer Jones. The Yankees optioned Jason Dominguez down to the minors. That's wild. Yeah. Addison Barger, he was a steal last year. He did so good, and then kind of fell off. Michael Waka looks like Paul Rudd to me. Malley as a keeper. That's interesting. Never trusting Ginkle in my life. Chandler Simpson. This guy can steal bases like none other, but can he get on base? So he had a decent batting average last year, but after a certain period of time, he stopped stealing bases. So it was tough. But heck yeah, man! I feel like that was a pretty good draft for us. We definitely have areas we want to work on. I'm hoping we can make some changes here and there, but I was just pretty happy with it.
Yeah, to me, the biggest thing about this league is there's a 30-inning minimum, but there's no maximum. So I'm in another league that you only have 9 starts, so that way you can't just stream them, right? But you have a 10-inning minimum, so you can't put out 1 reliever for 1 shutout inning and win, ERA and stuff like that. But yeah, going with that no cap, I'm trying to spam pitching as much as I can.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I actually have another draft here, and maybe Rough Rider's going to stick around and help me with that. But this is JK, and I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.